Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and today it's Columbia Records in-store promotional poster for Bob Dylan's 7th studio album, the masterpiece Blonde on Blonde. You know, 60s promo posters are pretty tough to find, most of them just discarded, when the next record came out. And Columbia generally generated something for each of Dylan's albums, and this is the unusual format they picked for the 7th album in 1966, and his third electric masterpiece, obviously 4 acoustic, and then 3 electric albums from Dylan. So the real key thing on here, of course, besides the photo, is that white box up there at the top, and as you can see it does say Bob Dylan's new album, Deluxe 2-record set, featuring Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35, and I Want You. But what's interestingly missing, conspicuous in its absence, are the words Blonde on Blonde. I mean, where's the album title? Well, just all part of the mystery that surrounds often everything that Dylan does. So to create this, point of purchase promo piece for retail outlets, Columbia got a little bit lazy, didn't they? That's right, they just took the, the gatefold album sleeve, which, was used for the double LP set, obviously folded down the middle. And this is a totally independent, different printing though, but it's the same size. So, at 12.5 by 25 inches, so they just used this for the promo piece. So that's, that's pretty cool. More importantly, this was printed onto this. It's not a sticker on here like it was on the shrink wrap on the record when it came out. This is part of the printing process. So this is definitely a completely independent, fully a poster. It's a poster that just looks a whole, it's probably the same thickness of cardboard even, but it's definitely a different independent piece. And this was what was on the back, those adhesive strips that the stores could then peel off and adhere it to a wall without having to put tape over the front of the piece. And so that's how somebody could try to fake this, right, with an album jacket, but these adhesive strips on the back, these happen to have been only partially peeled. So you can see there nicely what it looks like both with and without the tape over there. But obviously it was never, somebody was doing that curiously. It was never posted, never used that way, but it does have a thumbtack hole up here, and that's the way a lot of stores, of course, would choose to post the poster. So hey, why this blurry photograph? Well, I guess the same thing is true with the album cover. Why the blurry photograph of Dylan? Well, the picture was taken by photographer Jerry Schatzberg, and he has talked about this photo session, and it was taken in New York's Chelsea Art Gallery district in Manhattan, which was actually, that's what it is now, then it was actually the meatpacking district of Manhattan. And Schatzberg says that, it's not like he intentionally blurred the photo or something, it was just freezing cold that morning, and, both he and Dylan were just shivering. And so, naturally, a couple of his photos came out blurred, and Bob did the picking, of course, no surprise there, and Schatzberg now says, to his credit, Dylan selected this photo because it's a pretty iconic, album cover photo, and the blurry effect just seems to work in its favor, it's a good outcome, which at first you might have scratched your head, and I'm sure Columbia Records executives did, Bob, why the blurry photo? But everybody loves it now and probably did back then. Now, Schatzberg also took all the inside black and white gatefold photos, and Dylan selected those from all of Jerry's pictures. And as a tip of the hat to the photographer, Dylan even picked one of Schatzberg. So if you want to know who took this picture, just look inside your record album and there is the photographer. And of course we've now seen plenty of outtake photos of this color cover photo session, and it's really fun to see those, including all the ones that are not blurred. By the way, see that brown suede jacket that Dylan's wearing? That's the same jacket he had that he was wearing for the album covers of his next 2 LPs, John Wesley Harding and Nashville Skyline. So what's the exact date of this promo piece, which I always like to date something, of course, when I do it? Well, most likely July of 1966. Possibly August, but July seems like the best choice. Rainy Day Women came out in April. The I Want You single came out in early July, and the album came out in mid-July. So obviously July 66, our best guess. Now interestingly, who knows what went through their heads when they were picking marketing pieces for retail outlets, but for Dylan's last album, Highway 61 Revisited, you might recall that this was the promotional piece for stores. And I have already blogged this one separately, so I'm not going to take this out of the shrink wrap, just going to show it to you real quickly, and it's got the slogan on there, of course, and Highway 61 Revisited is the last album that came out. But this, this is a stand-up, a cardboard stand-up, entirely different concept than they used for Blonde on Blonde. So, yep, Blonde on Blonde shares the title for rock's first ever double album, and shares the title with the Mothers of Invention and Frank Zappa's Freak Out, which came out at just about the same time, not the exact day, maybe not exactly the same week, but just close enough that it's generally considered that Freak Out and Blonde on Blonde were rock's first two double albums, and they kind of couldn't be more far apart, could they, in content. It's a masterpiece, and it's Bob, and it's a fun, in-store promo piece, and so I'm going to try to do all of them for you from the 1960s for Dylan. Hope you enjoyed seeing it. Thanks a lot for dropping by, and we'll see you again for something soon. Maybe John Wesley Harding. Okay, take care and have a good day.